7 worst foods for joint pain and what to eat instead. Today I want to break down the 7 worst foods that can aggravate joint pain and arthritis, and then show you the best foods that help reduce inflammation and actually support joint repair. We'll cover osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and even gout, because each of these conditions has overlapping triggers. As someone who has dealt with old injuries flaring up over time, I've spent years diving deeper into the real causes of joint inflammation. Recently, I came across something fascinating that completely shifted my understanding of arthritis, and it all starts inside your cells. Understanding what's really happening in your joints. Your joints are made up of specialized cells called chondrocytes. These cells maintain cartilage, the smooth tissue that protects your bones. When these cells become stressed, inflamed, or overloaded, cartilage begins breaking down. Inside each chondrocyte is an important structure called the endoplasmic reticulum, ER. Think of it as a tiny factory responsible for folding proteins into the correct shape. When this part of the cell becomes overwhelmed, something called ER stress, inflammation skyrockets, long before mitochondrial dysfunction even begins. And here, where it gets interesting, chondrocytes have receptors for bile salts. Yes, bile, the substance your liver and gallbladder produce to digest fats, also plays a surprising role in protecting your joints. Your gut microbes convert your natural bile into secondary bile salts, and these secondary bile salts travel through the bloodstream and have a powerful anti-inflammatory effect, including in your joints. It explains why people who lose their gallbladder or take antibiotics often develop sudden joint issues. Their bile production and gut microbes have changed. One bile salt in particular, TUDCA, dramatically reduces ER stress and helps protect the machinery your joints rely on to repair themselves. When bile is low, ER stress increases, inflammation rises, calcium becomes dysregulated, and joints start to deteriorate. Vitamin K2 is another key player. It prevents calcium buildup in soft tissue, protects joint cartilage, and reduces the formation of bone spurs. People deficient in K2 often develop joint calcification and stiffness. For autoimmune-driven arthritis like rheumatoid arthritis, vitamin D3 is critical. High therapeutic doses significantly calm immune overactivity and reduce inflammatory signaling, especially when combined with magnesium, zinc, and vitamin K2. Now let's talk about the foods that make all of this worse. Prohibited: the 7 worst foods for joint pain and arthritis. 1. Emulsifiers. Common emulsifiers like polysorbate 80 damage your gut microbiome, the same microbes responsible for making anti-inflammatory bile salts. They appear in creamy dressings, frozen desserts, processed foods, damaged microbiome, inflamed joints. 2. Low-fat soy protein isolate. Found in protein bars and shakes, this industrial soy protein lacks taurine needed for bile production, stresses the liver, may contain chemical residues, disrupts gut microbes. People using soy protein often report increased joint aches. 3. Refined seed oils. Highly processed oils like corn, soybean, canola, and cottonseed are heated, bleached, and deodorized. Once heated, they create aldehydes, toxic compounds that inflame joints, arteries, and mitochondria. Cold-pressed oils are different, but these refined versions are what most people consume. 4. Alcohol, especially beer. Beer produces purines that worsen gout and joint inflammation. All alcohol increases liver stress, and a stressed liver leads to poor bile flow, microbiome imbalance, and inflammation. 5. Casein A1 protein. Found in commercial cow's milk, American cheese, processed protein powders. Casein A1 aggravates inflammation in many people and is heavily concentrated in processed dairy. A better option is A2 dairy from goats, sheep, or A2 certified cows. 6. Modern wheat. Modern wheat contains high glycemic amylopectin, A, spikes inflammation instantly. Gluten. WGA, wheat germ agglutinin, which damages the gut lining. Glyphosate residues. All of these fuel inflammation and joint pain. 7. High sugar foods and advanced glycation end products, AGEs. When sugar mixes with proteins, it creates sticky, inflammatory ages that accumulate inside joints. High-carb diets dramatically increase ages and worsen arthritis. And here's something many people don't know. Microbes from dental infections can travel into joints and hide inside biofilms, creating chronic arthritis until the dental source is fixed. White heavy check mark, the best foods for joint health. Now that you know what to avoid, here are the foods that support bile production, reduce ER stress, lower inflammation, and nourish chondrocytes. Eat more of healthy fats, olive oil, avocado, egg yolks. A2 dairy, optional. Fermented foods, to support microbes that make secondary bile salts. Sardines, salmon, anchovies. Bone broth and collagen-rich foods. Eggs rich in K2. Grass-fed meats. Dark leafy greens. Mushrooms, vitamin D boosting. These foods increase bile flow, reduce joint inflammation, and help prevent calcification. If you like this video, share it with your friends and family members, and if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching.